Hey everybody, I'm Sam with Sidebar with Sam and Meko.
Hey guys, I'm Meko.
Hey y'all, we're back and we just
Yeah.
wanted to stop by and have a quick conversation and talk about something that's really important. A lot of us are already aware of this topic. You know, Meko, it's kind of a shame before we even give away the topic. It's kind of a shame that it's not taught in the public school system. You know, I really think if every kid had the opportunity to learn about how important their credit is
Yeah.
and how important it will be for the duration of their lives.
Yes.
I really think a lot of young adults, young kids going into young adulthood would make fewer mistakes. You know, I know for me coming up, I bumped my head really hard coming out of high school. You know, I got married young, I had children young, and you know, I was with someone at the time who really didn't value his. So, you know, and I didn't know any better, so I didn't value mine. So I had to learn on the later on the back end, I was going to say the importance of credit. And even now with my kids now, they're 19 and 20.
Yeah.
19 and 21. I don't know.
Yeah, think about it, girl.
Oh, my kids. And even the baby, you know, I tell them now, listen, but what you want to do, you want to guard that credit with your life. What are your thoughts on that?
Girl, look. Yes, I mean, you're right. I mean, you're right, you know, and it's not taught in the schools like it should be. You know, that's why it's up to us as parents. We got to take hold just as much. I treat it like prayer. Just as much as I tell my kids prayer is important, I tell them that, you know, their credit is important. You know, who you associate with is important. Your bills are important. If you want some shoes, what are you going to do to help mommy get you those shoes? What are you going to do to help daddy get you those shoes? So you have to treat that, you know, as if you're training them, because the schools aren't doing it, even with the gardening and stuff like that. Teach them how to grow food. We don't teach them anything that's worthy. You know, it's like all these numbers and X's and O's, and you know, I get it, but come on.
Right. They need some real life, some life skills. Like back in the day, remember home economics? They used to teach trade in school. They used to do woodworking.
Yeah.
They used to do all this
still
stuff.
Do that? Do they do that?
I don't know. I haven't heard my kids talk about it. You know.
Hey, now I gotta say this: the school where they're going now, they get all of that.
Good.
At first, Sam, we had they thought that they was like, Mom, what are we gonna do? We're gonna be the only black kids in class. Like they thought like they was gonna have to go through all of that again, which in some classes they are the only black. But with my daughter, she wants to be a surgeon. And Sam, in the biomedical program that she was in, they was like, oh man, she's a freshman, but they have to put her with the sophomores.
Right.
You know, and stuff like that, because she's so like these programs. So God has blessed us in that area. It's taken us a lot, but I have to give props where props is due as far as the school where we are now, and that biomedical program that we just left from that one high school to the high school that we are now. Because now, like her last 2 years, they was like, you know, she could train to be an EMT. Her last years, like she don't even have to be on campus, you know, just the regular stuff, but some really advanced stuff, you know, and you know, not everybody is blessed to be able to say that, because I'm just now being able to say certain things like that, because girl, it's so not what's up in certain school districts. And it's a problem. That's a problem.
You're right. And it seems like because all that stuff is graded off of what's going on in that area, in that neighborhood. You know, most of the times, if it's a great school district, that's because a lot of people who live there are homeowners.
Yeah.
You know, they pay their property taxes, they take care of their neighborhood. That's a whole other subject. But
I mean, and no, that's what I said. That at first, when we first got here, Sam, they kept on saying, Mom, we don't want to be the only black. Like, so girl, it's a lot. I don't want to cut you off, but no,
that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And sometimes, you know, I think it's good for them to be there, and then sometimes to be the only of a certain kind in the place. You know, you get insight, you learn about other people, you learn about other cultures, which is a good thing to have experience with before you go off to college and, you know, live your life. So that's a good thing. But like credit, at the end of the day, I mean, what can you do? How can you live your life? Like, what can you get without good, at least at the bare minimum, good credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard as heck, you know,
Right.
and I'm telling you, like what is it, from 300 to 850? You know, I think that's the credit limits or whatever. And so many of us are 500 and below. Some are
Right.
500 and above, you know, because even to get a house, it's like 580. You need at least a 580 or 650 or something, like, you know, it just so much, you know, but we could do it. We could, and we can hire people to fix our credit. But some of us, all we have to do is get offline and really get on to, and even and not even get offline, get on to these credit bureaus and see, hey, what can I take off? What's this and that? It's easily said, but to actually get people to get on there and do those type of things, because some stuff don't even belong on there, but it's just a matter of time and effort.
So that's the first thing. You brought up a great point. Some people don't even know what's on their report. They have no idea. They're just walking around and they have no idea of their full financial picture. Like they check their checking and they check their savings and they check that direct deposit,
And
but you can't, there's no way you can have a full financial picture of your of what's going on in your life without making, or at least knowing what's going on with your credit. So that's a good thing. Go ahead and get it pulled. That's the first step. I do know that freeannualcreditreport.com, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll put the link at the bottom of our video. I know that's one of the few sites you can go to at least one time a year. Every year, I make sure I go on every year because it's free. You get a report from all three bureaus for free. You know, and then that's a great place to start. And then I don't know if you know this, but if you are denied for credit in any way, shape, or form, you can always get a free report at that time as well. And then there's other
so much.
Yeah, there's other events to where you can get a credit report. We're just saying it doesn't make sense to pay for it if it's free, you know. And then you have those credit monitoring services. I have a couple of them on my phone.
I do too,
you know, just to make sure. So every time when I apply for something, I get like 5 emails, 2 dings to let me know. And that's a good thing to have, especially now with all this fraud and perpetrating going on, and you know, the schemes and stuff like that. You have to know what's going on with your financial health. So yeah, go ahead and get your credit report and start going through it. Sometimes that stuff is obsolete. Sometimes, you know, if you had something on there, what's this, 2021, you had something on there from, you know, a while ago, over 7 years, 7 to 10 years ago, you can have that stuff deleted. Also, I don't know if people know this, but if you started off with an original creditor and that debt got sold, you no longer legally owe that debt. That debt that you have, the arrangement that you had was with the original creditor, right? So if after some time goes by, years usually, and they sell the debt to someone else and they come after you for that debt, you legally do not owe that debt, and they know that. Those collection companies, they know that. They might have all the paperwork, but you legally do not owe them. I don't know if you all knew that as well, but that is true. Anything you want to share as far as how you got back on track or anything like that?
I mean, you pretty much covered it. My thing is, a lot of this is not new. This is not new information. You know, well, to some people it may be, but people of our age group, some of us, you know, we've been through a lot and all of that, but it's just a matter of applying it to your situation. It's a matter of applying it to your life, applying if you're 40, 30, if you're 30 and above, I feel like, you know, or if you don't know, there's someone or some sort of connection in your life to where it's not hard for you to figure out this whole credit thing, you know. And maybe I'm just speaking because out of what I've been through, and it's just like, oh man, because I know in my younger mind I wasn't as focused, but you have some people that are from 18, they've been on that credit stuff. So it's not a matter of age or nothing like that. It's a maturity, you know, and goals and priorities and things like that. So I don't know. I just hope people find it as a priority, you know, make it a priority in your life to actually make it a goal to get your credit score to not even a perfect score, but at least to a 700 and above. You know, that's good credit. You know, 800
at the minimum.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. You know, because I'm working on mine too. That's why I'm speaking from experience in terms of, oh, I've had a high score, it went down, got another high score, paid somebody to try. Then it's like, oh, what am I doing this for when I can make these calls? So I went back and forth. So we all fall, like, you know, so it's been low, it's been high. So that's why I said I'm speaking from experience in terms of, no, you can't get this to a time to where it was like, I got it with no down payment, with no nothing. Like, so then there have been times like, oh, got to get $2,000 just to get this. Like, what?
Right, exactly. So it's and also from my experience, I would prefer having great credit, excellent credit, than to have money. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to have, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we need money, but what I'm saying is the access that you have when do you understand? I don't know if some of you understand. There are some people who can walk into a dealership. They can walk into a dealership. They give them their little 9 digits. Yeah. All of a sudden, the people across the table, they slide across a piece of paper. They give you a pen. They hand you the keys, and you can walk out. That's the power of credit. Yeah. That's the power of credit, and they have the best rates. Because do you know what they know? They know that there is no way in the world you are going to sabotage the number that they saw across that screen. Yeah, they love customers like you, because at the end of the day, these banks know, oh, she gonna pay that. Oh, she gonna pay that note, or he gonna pay that note. Yeah. If they pay anything, that note gets paid. Right. And then also as a business person, a person in business, you're gonna need access to business credit, and they need to know who you are. They need to know how you handle your personal credit. And so I just got like a few tips that I learned along the way. First thing you really want to do is just start making on-time payments. Like no ifs, ands, no buts about it. Like you said earlier, Meko, you kind of touched on it a little bit. You know, we already know what to do. You know, we find the money to get the things that we want to get, right? We're gonna find it. If it's something we want, listen, we're gonna find it. It's gonna get done. Treat your own, like you're like basically investing in yourself and investing in your future. And the first thing you want to do, like if you let stuff slide, if you always making payment arrangements, first of all, what you might want to do, you probably don't have a budget. You know, put yourself on a budget, give yourself an allowance, but really focus on the future. I think, especially for minorities, it's been hard for the majority of minorities. It's been very hard for the majority of our lives. Yeah. So a lot of times we're just living for today. We're living for today. We got to get through today. We got to get through this week. We got rent coming up. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really hard to look forward to the future because I need what I need today. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's a mindset. That's all that is. It's a mindset. That's a right now mindset. You know, and so once we open our eyes and realize that, you know, I'm 40 today, but I would really love to live to be 70 or 80, maybe 85. You know, 85, I'm good, God. You can go ahead and do what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I still got to get there. I'm still 35 years away. Yeah. So we should start thinking like if not for ourselves, definitely for the ones that we love. You know, and so basically, with all that being said, start prioritizing, our lives, especially our financial picture, and just start paying bills on time. I would rather pay the minimum payment and it be on time than to pay nothing. Yeah, and you know what it's saying? That this is another tip. You know, they can get a credit card and pay the bills from that and pay that card off. Not a lot of cards don't do that, you know, but like a Capital One card, like, you know, or something like that. And like I said, these are things that I'm working on too. So I'm trying to speak from experience from when my credit was about something to where I just let it go to shit. Then now it's like, oh, I got to rebirth it. Like, you know, but now I know not to pay nobody. Like, it's like, okay, if it's something small on there, which I don't even have nothing small on mine. And it's about building it. Some people don't have bad credit, they just don't have any credit. Credit, which is almost like bad credit. Yeah. To be honest, so it's just like get that card. Go ahead. Right. Oh no, and that's a great valid point. You know, one of my first jobs was at Equifax, right? Okay. In the credit card department. Yeah. So I started with card activation, and we had a 24-hour place where we worked, and it was credit card activation. And all you did was you sit on the phone, you entered 16 digits, and you activated your card. You greeted them, you told them take the sticker off the back of the card, sign your card, pretty much have a great day. Okay. And then I got promoted to a section to where we were like the customer service. So, and I would have people call in. I had access to their information. And it's just amazing what credit card companies will do for customers who appreciate, you know, not only their financial situation, but the use of credit. Like, to your point, there would be people who had these large credit limits, and I would go through, I'd be like, wow, you spent 200 on groceries and this, and you could see it was the bills, you could see it was groceries, you could see it was the light bill, you could see some people paid rent, you know, their lines were just that big, they paid rent, they, you know, you could see where they ate out and stuff, but at the honey, that balance was zero. Every time that statement closed, they paid it. It didn't matter what it was. They just took the money that they would have spent anyway from their debit card, swiping and swiping. They just used their credit card and paid it off every month and then started over. That is excellent advice, Meko.
And Sam, can I tell you something else? And you guys, let me tell y'all something. Another thing is, as far as teaching the children, let me pull my face up on here because I really want to say something right now, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
With our children, like, we have to, you know what? I don't need my face on here. Listen, at this school that they are at right now, it's not about like like from the school that where they were, where it was mainly African Americans, Latinos, and stuff like that, right? It was about the shoes, the clothes, who got these, blah blah blah. And my kids was like, "Mom, we got to do this." And I was so damn glad when the pandemic. Well, I ain't saying I was glad, but woo,
I get you.
It's like, now y'all can do this virtual because y'all was getting on my nerves. It's totally different. It's back to when they was like in middle school, when they first began middle school, because that's when they used to be the only blacks in there too, and they thought they was gonna have to go through that again, but they didn't, because they don't even have to deal with that. It's actually good. That's not even a factor. I mean, even though, like I said, in a couple of classes they are the only blacks, but that's not a factor. It's just the fact that when I said, let me pull myself up, it was because some of those kids are in there with like pajamas and like t-shirts, and girl, they don't care about that stuff at all. And then for my kids brought that to me, which I'm already knowing that, because I'm like, girl, Brooklyn, I know that. Like, it's some of the richest people that have been my boss. Like, I look at what they got on and I'm like, wait, even their wives, some of them got the bags, you know, and some of them don't. You know, so it's just like, get to them kids, get to your children, talk to them, and you, even if you don't have the best education, educate yourself. And if you educate yourself on it, you'll be able to educate your children on it. Or y'all can learn together. Get on credit, like whatever you got to do to figure out this credit thing. There are so many sites and so many different things that you can get on to find out about credit. So many different seminars and everything else that's not even needed for real, because all you got to do is log on and figure this stuff out and call, dispute whatever you need to do. And like you said, some of it don't even need to be on there anyway due to the length of time it's been on there, and some of it may not even be yours, and some of this you already know. You just have to do it.
You just have to do it. You do.
And talk to them kids.
Wow. I was just gonna say, you know, because it's sad, because God, I've seen it too. Even when I went to school, like, and when my kids went to school, you know, they got this and they got that, and they struggling too. Okay, that's what they're not showing you. They're struggling to get that. You know what I'm saying? They can't maintain that lifestyle. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, while you got these other people, you know why they don't wear that stuff? Because they can afford it 5-10 times over, and they're not interested in impressing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, they don't care what you got going on. They know that when they go to sleep, when they go home at night, they straight. They got 401ks, they got retirements, they got investments.
Girl, they pulling up. I'm the only car in line looking all like my car is okay, but I'm just saying, you got Porsches.
I'm telling you, like, they're not
like just some all kind of expensive cars. So you got these kids with these messy buns and this little baby doll shirt and all of these baggy clothes and just looking ridiculous in their own right, you know, not in a bad way.
Right.
But they don't care. And my kids brought that to me, and I'm like, oh, for real? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You told us. You did tell us. It's just crazy seeing that. They got, and then one guy, he on the varsity golf team. Golf, girl.
Damn.
Golf.
I said, you heard me? I said, damn.
Yeah. And so, but he's like, yeah, that's my friend. Like, he's blah, blah, blah. Like, my son was just talking about, like, you know, and just the convert, like, girl, it's crazy. And it sometimes it makes me sad, because I'm like, dang, like, are people missing out on this? Like,
yeah. You know, those people are more interested in looking good on paper.
Yeah.
You know, then if, like, they could material possessions is nothing. And like you said, I feel I really feel sad for people who choose to believe, who allow society to make them think that their value is 100% based on what they have on.
You better say it,
it's really like you're saying, it's like you're saying you're successful if you're wearing these name brand items, not even paying attention to what kind of heart you have. Are you giving back your, like, what kind of soul do you have? Like, how do you think? Like, are you like, I don't, it's just so hypocritical, and it just doesn't make any sense. But
girl,
you know, we live in a day and age where people just want to be seen. They want to be seen doing stuff. They want to be, they want you to care about what they got going on. And at the end of the day, we really don't care. I mean, I'm happy for you, but I got my own stuff. You know, I got my own stuff, got my own kids, got stuff pop. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's really sad. But I think, you know, the only thing we can really do is just teach our kids, teach our kids that your value, it comes from the inside out. You know, you're a good person because of how you treat people, not because of what you have on. Yeah. You know, you could be a good person walking around in a trash bag. Yeah. You know, and in sandals. You know, look at Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Prime example. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying he wore, but I'm just saying, like, he humbled himself so that we could have much. Yeah. And that's what's missing. But at the end of the day, credit is king. Credit is power. Credit will get you from, like, if you ever in a jam, I'll tell you what, if you ever, because life happens. It does. Life happens. You can have the best intentions. You can have the best plan, but life will happen. And I guarantee you, almost 10 times out of 10, if you take care of your financial health and make sure your credit is straight, you can get yourself out of a situation instead of having to call for a loan or going to Amscot or all these other predatory lending places. So that's all I got on the on credit today. Just go ahead and take the time, especially now, you know, with all this money coming here from left and right, you know, for those of you who qualify or whatever, all these opportunities, all this extra money, whatever it is that you choose to do, why don't you just take this time to just sit down and pull your credit, look at your full financial, your budget, all that stuff, and give yourself an opportunity to start 2020 off with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what, and you know what, it's gonna feel a certain way at first because it's like, oh, I'm giving this money away. No, you're not giving it away. You're investing that in your self. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, dang, get this money, blah, blah, blah. Just like I said, when I moved out of that apartment, I knew what I needed to do. I made sure everything was paid. I'm fair and square. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
I know that's right.
People, I moved out of there, moved into this house. Like, hey, we're good. You know what I'm saying? All because I planned it out. Now, had I been like, oh, I ain't taking this money and doing this and this and that. No, you cannot do that. You have to do something different. You know, get a different mind frame, get your mindset together when it comes to building your credit, get the right people around you, get into some research, do whatever you need to do, because like I said, it's hard, but it's not really hard as
it's really not
make it seem, you know.
Right. It's that discipline. We have to be disciplined in every other area.
Discipline.
Yeah, we just got to be disciplined and do what we got to do, and just remember, it's not about us. It's about the legacy. It's about the people who we are going to leave behind. Yeah. You know, and the people whose life we're going to impact. How are we going to? It'd be kind of hypocritical to, you know, to want to do all these things for everybody, and you don't even do for you.
You can't. Yeah.
Right. You're not going to go far.
And if you can't do for you, how can you do that for your children? You're not passing anything down. And, you know, and like I said, guys, we're speaking from experience. We're speaking from reading and doing research and doing the things ourselves.
And failing and getting back up again, you know.
And failing at it, you know.
Yes.
You know, and you know what? And Sam, a lot of times, you know, if they don't see you with the bling and the hair and the blah, 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 and the blah, they feel like you don't, girl, listen. Take heed. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. I'm done. What's up, Sam? You want to keep going, baby?
That's it. Listen, when it comes to that, like, for real, like, I'm gonna make sure, like, at the end of the day, I could care less what anybody thinks of me. I know I'm a good person, and I'm only good because God is good. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it is that I have is because God gave it to me, and I'm not really interested in anyone's opinion of me, because I know what I know of me, and I know what God thinks of me. And then once you realize that, baby, it don't matter what you drive, it don't matter where you stay. Yeah, nothing matters. Like, nothing matters. You know, and all that other stuff that we choose to just follow and and all that stuff. It'd be like, you know, you good. You know, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But that's not how I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna be a slave to what people think. So
I know, and you know, and I just always try to throw that out there to let people know, you know, be real. You're dealing with some real chicks here. You're dealing with some people who don't went through it. We don't wear what we've been through on our back, and neither do we put on a whole lot of fakeness. Neither we try to be as authentic as we can. So I appreciate us for that myself, to give ourselves a pat on the back.
I know that's right.
I appreciate you guys if you're listening. I appreciate you, you know, and if you guys have any tips for us, or if there's a way that, you know, you guys been working it out, building your credit up, let me know. Because like I said, I'm actually in some of this stuff. I'm actually speaking from me talking to people and doing this, and then some of it I'm not talking to nobody, because it's like, girl, I know I did it.
Right. You know what you
my
gotta
credit done been blah blah blah, and I'm embarrassed to say that it was blah 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 blah. But I'm accent, you know, and that's life. But anyway, that's it. That's it, y'all. Leave comments.
That's it. So
share, like.
I'll be sure to post. I'm just gonna double check. I'll post that link just in case you guys didn't know. There's a website you can go to. It's absolutely, it's very safe. I believe it's called freeannualcreditreport.com, but I will put it at the bottom of this video when it gets posted. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for y'all today. Y'all stay safe out there, you know, and be good.
That's it.
All right. Be good.